All right, let's see how this works. Go live here. Where's the cam? Go live. Marvel Rivals. We're gonna do this. All right, let's see. Let's put it right here. Okay, got that. I can't remember what else I was gonna do. Oh, I wanted to check YouTube real quick. Docs. Do I have a YouTube studio? Let's see something. YouTube studio. Oh, fun. Oh god, which one is it? I think it's this password. Okay, cool. It does both. Dope. All right, we're gonna be happy with that. All right, let's go back to here, and stats and everything like that. Whew. So, I did a recording of this. I didn't like it earlier. Also, let me close the door real quick. I did a review, I did a recording of it, but I kind of want to do it live as well as talk to people online about this. I mean, everybody knows about this situation, the Kings situation, where it's already pretty much resolved for the most part. And in my opinion, it's a pretty happy ending for Kingsman. But for gaming as a whole, I feel like it kind of needs to be discussed more how this whole thing was handled. And not in like the, oh, who's right, who's wrong. Honestly, how everything could be better and what we can kind of learn from this situation, as well as like, just what people need to do, or like how I would have handled it as somebody who usually is pretty good at like diffusing these kinds of negative situations from going on. And a lot of other things that also kind of weren't brought to light while when reviewing the video, because a lot of people reacted to this thing and then did their like, their opinions on the situation, and they're kind of completely overlooking a couple key factors, I feel like, that not many people notice when like getting those little snippets of, oh, he's a broke college student, he's good at the game, he made a recommendation to switch to team comp, and then pretty much two of his teammates, CC and Zaza, refused to adhere to it or listen to that choice, and the one player, Zaza, just was playing atrociously. And the whole 18 picks versus 0 picks for those two. So I feel like those are the main key points that everyone's seen, but no one's really looking over like and then Kingsman being booted. That was the other thing that really just kind of got overlooked. So in my opinion, I think there should be a little bit more discussion as to what what the other things that people are completely overlooking, and that's referring to the actual like the situation itself. Let me pull it up right now and display capture itself, because again, those are the only things that people look at. And also, let's turn this off because I have ads, sadly. Those are only things that people know, like the key things everyone's got their takeaway from. But in my opinion, there's something we gotta learn from this. You gotta, in every situation, again, it worked out for Kingsman because to my understanding, he's gotten more money than he would have if he had just won the tournament, and he made out really well in terms of social media because a lot of people are backing him in terms of the situation. But there are plenty of instances in which I feel like, or there's the backlash towards CC, and I can't remember Zavazaz getting much hate. I just know CC's getting a lot of hate, and even the tournament organizer is getting a lot of hate. And I realistically, I think those things aren't warranted as heavily as people say. Like, you could have an opinion, but she lost sponsorships, and there's a lot of hate going around for it. I don't think anybody really deserves it. Nobody handled this in the perfect situation. It could be handled better. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It just could have been handled better. But that's my opinion. But let's get into exactly what I'm referring to. Let's see. So it's pretty straightforward. I mean, everyone's seen this video already, but the first thing I kind of want to talk about, I mean, obviously this is the main headline, it was kicked out of a 40,000 streamer tournament. So let's start from the beginning because, talking about how they set up for a tournament. It's not even a tournament. I think it already went through already. The tournament already happened. But when this whole thing went down, I think there's I don't know if I'm the only one who misunderstood, but if you look it up online or if you review the footage, this wasn't even in the tournament. It wasn't the same day or anything like that. It was the scrimmage, it was scrim matches that this all occurred. So nothing was really on the line during these games. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people had that misconception that, they lost because of the team comp. No, actually, even more so, they won all their rounds. That's the other thing. Let's kind of go into it real quick. So,
dollar streamer tournament. If you guys do not know, Basm ZB is hosting a tournament called the Deadpool Creator Cup, and it's where 48 creators are all coming together in order to show Deadpool and play the new season for a cash prize of $40,000.
So yeah, he's talking about that basic stuff. So okay, that's the basics of it. And to my understanding as well, they said that not everybody knew about the prize pool because I think NetEase they decided to sponsor it and provide a cash pool after the event was already created and everybody got invited and things were already set up. So this was again, it's not something that everybody knew about, but once again the event happened or the scrim happened, everyone knew about the $40,000 prize pool. Now, would that kind of change how you would look at it? For some people who care about the money, yes. Kingsman is a college student. He needs the money. So that obviously put a little bit more weight into it. I imagine the first time when he signed up for it, it was just a way to get, publicity, content, whatever have you. But to see that opportunity to make money, it means something to him, which you can't really downplay. Now, his teammates not taking it seriously. Well, again, if you look at it, I think a majority of these people, I don't think a lot of them are, their ranks are pretty high, but I don't think all of them are into the overly competitive space. They are very good at the game, but I imagine because they put a lot of time and effort into the game. So, your skills definitely going to translate, but they are not pro players to my understanding. So, and they might have just joined this for the fun of it. It's a Creator Cup. It's not really, I don't think if there was no prize pool, then they were just doing it for the content's sake. So they might not have go into this thinking that they would be sweating for a cash prize or have much weight into the, in going into it. But, I digress.
And it's where 48 creators are all coming together in order to show Deadpool and play the new season for a cash prize of $40,000.
So yeah, he talked about 40,000 because they're talking about having subs. Okay, and again, the one thing they don't talk about too much, and I'm going to turn this down and play in the background to have something going on.
Wait. If we're a 6-stack with mics, we should totally be playing. Is everybody in here GM?
I'm one.
See, all of them are GM too, so they are all very highly skilled and relatively speaking.
With GMs?
Yeah. I had a talk to two on
All right, let me log into my other account and we can do that as practice. I feel bad though for Fumi, because Fumi is a sub, right? We don't with a space in the middle. Has a placement match player, maximum team size 3.
Alright. Let's go, guys.
Okay, here comes the practice. Hey.
Hold on, Clips. Bragg Albert has made a lobby and it's him and Clips in it, bro. And then Kaiji is streaming.
Go let's join Greg Albert.
His lobby.
Yeah. What's his lobby?
Actually, wait, hold on. This is the first game. Something I also didn't know myself.
I mean, that was
Oh wait.
So I'm saying.
Oh, she did have an MVP as Widow.
The best players in the chat. Come and fight.
And this was, but mind you, this was a quick play, so they kind of had an idea already going into it, what it was. They were just playing quick play, and here, UAC Zaza did some work already. She hit 23 and 1. You got, was it? Kingsman hitting 26. Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? And it was a quick play, so it's just them warming up and everything. But mind you, so is the scrims. Those are also warm-ups. My thing is, once you get into it, once they start playing, and they probably, I imagine they discuss, and sorry again for the ads, once they get into it, they start just really discussing team comp. Like,
we still have an upper hand by having a Gambit in his backline. Like,
well, that's the thing. Support pool is really good with triple. That's what makes him really good. Is triple support.
So.
We're not gonna run triple support for the tournament?
No, we're not.
Where did you get that idea that we were?
We lost. What?
Right. Where is this triple support coming from? I don't really.
Okay, then we don't play. Okay, well, this is gonna be a hard tourney then.
Yeah, you like.
All right, so let's focus into that. Okay, so going into it now, they're playing scrims. Mind you, again, not in the actual tournament. This is just your scrims where you're going to be practicing. I don't play into competitive, but to my understanding, this is just practice rounds. This is just like on a given day, all the teams competing, they decide to, or some of the teams competing decide to have a scheduled time to play competitively, not fully like send it, and it doesn't count for anything, but just to practice their team comp, get used to their teams, because not all these people play together on a daily basis. Obviously, this is not, these people aren't friends. They're just fellow content creators. They get matched up. I think it was a pick system, if I remember correctly. Or it could have been just mismatched. Whatever the case, they're not the perfect team in terms of like knowing each other. So they're just getting used to each other. So to my understanding as well, Kingsman is a pretty high ranked player. So he made the recommendation. He knows what the meta is. And especially with this prize pool, you know, incorporated into it, he's recommending to go triple support, especially when we have a tank pool, a Deadpool support. So that makes sense, you know, he's just giving an opinion. Here he is giving that opinion, say, hey, I think we're running, you know, Deadpool is good for triple support. And then he comes to the surprise that we're not running triple support. Now, this is the first thing where I think, again, I'm going to take a couple things from Flash's video because he did, you know, when he, you know, reviewed this whole thing, he did mention it. Muting up to say something in your chat, he said it's kind of like bitch made. He doesn't fan of it. I'm okay with this, in my personal opinion. Now, would I say anything overly negative when muting and then talking to my stream? Probably not, because I do not want to be that person who puts that negative energy or like that negative comments out into the world, because, you know, especially if I'm not willing to say it to the person, I shouldn't be telling it to my stream. I will crash out a little bit, but I'm not going to be overly disrespectful. You know what I mean? But like in this situation, he wasn't talking shit on the character. He just felt to himself, oh, this is going to be, and he said it in game chat when he wasn't muted. He said it to them. He's like, oh, this is going to be a difficult fight. Or like, this is going to be a difficult tournament if we're not running triple support. Is there something wrong with saying that? Not really, no. He said it in the best manner possible, in my opinion. Like, now, could he have been more convincing in terms of trying to get them to switch? Yes. But again, the way he said it, honestly, in my opinion, it wasn't bad. That was actually a really nice way to put it without being like, hey, this is stupid and this is a dumb way to play out the tournament. You know, he's just saying it's going to be hard. So, you know, that's not a bad step for the first one.
I think it's gonna be hard.
No, guys, I want to try hard this tourney, but
if you don't run triple support, like hard meta, we're never winning.
It's a $40,000 tourney, guys.
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna
you
need
can still
triples.
win on off meta characters. Other people don't be playing off meta too. Like,
Yeah, I don't think.
I think you guys have a very different mentality than like other teams. Like I think the other teams will just walk out with full
Thank you.
sweaty comps.
Of course they're gonna do that. It's a $40,000 tournament.
No, they're not.
Talk some sense into these guys because they don't want to run triple support. They're gonna.
See, now this is where it starts to, where I'm not on Kingsman's side. You brought up your concern. They said no. I mean, given he could try, but the phrasing he get is very aggressive. Talk some sense into these people. You know what I mean? The other guy was agreeing that like, hey, you know, we shouldn't go into that mindset. Other people will be walking into this thinking they're going to run the best comp possible, run meta as they put it, because they're running triple support. And, you know, he's trying to introduce that idea. Kings was kind of taking it a little too far, saying that, you know, like, talk some sense. This is ludicrous, you know, thought process. Some people aren't thinking that way. They're thinking this is a creator. They're doing it for content farming, you know, clip farming or whatever. So it's not in their mindset that they're going to be running like the most sweaty thing. And again, now that NetEase is part of it, they kind of want to show off Deadpool. And they want that to be part of it. If this is a Creator Cup without Deadpool in it or Starlighting in it, and I know he's kind of meta now from what I understand, fine. But again, it's supposed to be for content. So I understand this idea where they're going into this thinking it's not overly competitive, not overly sweaty, not meta based. It's just to, you know, play for a couple games a little bit more, a little bit more competitive, but not full send, full tilt, full sweat. That's fine. Like, you know. But he's thinking to himself, again, he wants to win the money, which again, all fair, all fair. This is a new factor that was introduced, but again, the way he's saying it, not the best.
But every team will.
No, they won't.
You don't think any team will want to run triple support?
No, you can barely get Matthew to play freaking support, let alone for
If Matthew's playing for 40 grand, he's gonna play triple support.
I got Matthew.
No fuck either. I think you're like really lacking on like Bogus isn't gonna run it. Our Maurice team isn't gonna run that. Team captain is definitely not gonna run it. Ellis team's not gonna run it.
Guys, just because you can, I can learn him too and play
All I'm
him.
saying is we need to run.
You need 2 tanks though for triple support.
People are telling me that, yeah, I can play second tank. I play strange.
Flip on your chatters that freaking are keyboard Andes, bro.
See, they're getting mad at the fact that he's talking about how people were going to play meta. Again, here's the other thing too. He's speculating on hypothetical. Now, will they try to, again, are they going to take it as seriously? I don't know what the other team's financial situation. Will they take it as seriously with a $40,000 prize pool? Maybe. But this is all speculation. You're playing scrims. So anybody getting really pressed on this stuff, again, the way he delivered it and the way they're receiving it, both instances is not good. Like, again, let it play out. But right now they're just, again, communicate your concern, but then, you know, do it in a respectful manner. And that ain't happening here. But also, I watched this last night. My God, his gameplay, immaculate as Magic. It's insane. Makes me want to play Magic. The sound of when he ults and just hearing those slices go down. Oh, it sounds amazing. I wish.
Okay. If we play Simi's team, Zaza, do you want to play Bucky? Do you play Bucky, or you mean Bucky, or what do you got as an anti?
Widow's my anti-dive.
Widow is anti-dive.
Bro, Widow is not multi-anti-dive though. Like I'm telling you.
See.
Hold on, Kingsman, you're gonna tilt me, bro. We haven't even played against them yet, bro. chill.
It's important to draft a good composition before the round starts, or before the match starts.
And see, that's...
But your voice doesn't quite match it?
See, that is, again, very valid. He's saying that, you know, even though the game, pretty much what they're saying, what I'm thinking a little bit, this isn't the full game, so you don't have the full tilt. But he is right. You want to go into it, especially if he's treating this where it's a lot more serious to him. He's going to go into the game with a strategy, not just play by ear. But you kind of have to play to, you know, whatever, what's going on. Not everyone's, it doesn't seem like they're receptive. They're going to take it as seriously. So you're not going to take it as seriously, or like, you know, you got to kind of pivot as to what you're going to do then. They're completely against it. They're sticking to Widow here, and not good on them because they not have that flexibility. But again, they might not be taking it seriously.
We had this conversation 10 different times.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you when you keep asking. Like,
I'm telling you right now, she's gonna start on Widow no matter what you say.
I don't even think I've been playing that bad in our scrims on Widow either.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. I know you are. I know you're not bad at the character. That's not my point.
I want Zaza to not.
For Christmas, I want Zaza to play Bucky, Phoenix, Hela, and we win the tournament for $40,000.
No, that's the problem with the fact that
leaving my family farm to become a mutant soldier was no life.
Guys, if we're banking on the fact that they're not going to take it seriously, then we're going to lose.
If I would have ended up,
we should be banking it on the fact that they are going to take it as seriously as possible.
Which is like
worst case scenario will happen.
God help us all.
We need to be someone on our team that considers all possibilities.
Probably not, right?
Yes, that we're going to lose if they run triple support. If they have something that they can
have that mindset of we're going to
No. If they have something that they can run and they automatically win, they are going to play it. If it's $40,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Sort out.
See, people, and that's the point. It is a lot of money to some people, and they really care about it. So, like, again, he's in the right and to be concerned, 100%. But that is not how you try to guide it. And you know, inherent like talking trash and having that elitist mindset is not the way. It's become the norm for a lot of people in higher ranks to talk to people who are in lower ranks, or like people who are, you know, not fully engaged or not fully competitive. You know what I mean? And that's not how it should be. Again, the way he's saying it, are his concerns 100% valid. The way he's communicating it, not the best. The way they're receiving it, definitely not the fucking best. So, mind you, again, this is all into scrims. So, let's kind of skip ahead here because I'm not gonna get too stuck into it. But get into this. Let's get to the main part. One of the main things they talk about here. So, they went out the match, one of the first matches again, or first scrims, and he's crushing it as Magic. And Zaza's having trouble with Black Widow. Yeah, that's completely fine. Like, that's something you should probably take into account and bring it up. Hey, first of all, I said it in my earlier recording, but I firmly believe it now. If I was him, I'd be like, yo, I would gas myself up. I wouldn't start shit. I don't think this is the match he starts shit though, from my remembrance.
There was 2 rounds, bro. Listen, guys, it's important to have this stuff down pat before the tournament. We need to know our solid composition. What do we do?
Our solid composition is her on freaking Black Widow. Then
bro, if that is your win con, we will automatically lose. You cannot have that as a win condition.
You have the worst mindset, bro.
I'm telling the truth.
You have the worst mindset. I mean, he does and he doesn't. He's trying to exploit every factor he can to get that win, which is completely fine. Like I said, try to make it optimal, but realize if it's not gonna happen, at least off the bat, then don't keep forcing the issue. Then that's the other thing. He is like, again, he's not wrong in feeling the way he wants and trying to win, but he shouldn't. He should kind of like soften the blow now moving forward. Like try to say, hey, fine, if you guys want Zaza, you gotta play Black Widow off rip, fine. But before the tournament, because again, this is before the tournament. This is well before, to my understanding, this is well before the actual tournament. They let her know, hey, I'm okay with you guys doing Black Widow. I understand, fine. If that's what you really feel comfortable with, and this is how we're gonna run it, fine. But if things go bad, if things get dicey, let's switch off. Let's have a backup plan. Can you practice Bucky between now and then? I to my understanding, she's can play Bucky too and other stuff. And even if she can't, if she's in Diamond 1 and a Widow main, she could definitely learn somebody else fairly quickly. Like at least with a day's time. I imagine she has that skill set and used to the game enough that she can. So offer that up. I don't think this is a place that he can keep trying to push because he's getting too much pushback. That's when you start to ease back and then find another route. Now, will it hurt them when they go into a tournament and she runs Widow, she gets Dove, and then gets screwed? Yeah, 100%. It'll cause some bad momentum. Or potentially they take the win. Because here's the thing. Mind you, there's all these, like, what's it called? Snippets or all these screenshots of what happened next game.
I'm not like pressure, we will lose.
Let's, oh my gosh, why are there so many ads? There's so many what's it called, screenshots of, oh, this round right here. Look at it. This is a screenshot everyone looked at. 18-0-5. All right, that's 100% valid to crash out about that, especially in like a competitive sense. This is still scrims, and they won the round, so you don't have to, like, again, they won the round, so they don't. He doesn't have to get overly aggressive about it. That's how I would do it. The way I would go about it is really say, hey, as you see, we had a little bit of struggle here. We managed to win out the round, but we should have a backup plan in place just in case. If you guys aren't taking it seriously, I completely understand, but I at least want to have a shot. You know what I mean? he's getting very negative because people aren't going to play like, the way he wants. Unfortunately, you can't, competitive or just gaming in general, unless you're on a pro team, you can't really expect everyone to fall in line and do what you want. Especially in a creator cup where it's not overly competitive. A prize pool was just introduced randomly. So now, and I think this is a lot of people keep failing to understand, they also won this round. That's something that almost nobody talks about. They're talking about, oh, how bullshit it is that he's fragging out and they're still not listening to him. They won the round. So let's backtrack. I know at the end of the day, the main concern is the fact that he was kicked out of the tournament, but see how they're still all getting mad and they won. Now, were both teams trying as hard as they can? Were they going to play? Kind of. This are scrims. The point of it is to practice and try team comps. If you are just, especially in the enemy team, I do not want to waste like a couple hours of my day just to die and just lose, just queue up a game and lose and talk. No, I mean, like, at that point, why have scrims? Just keep playing freaking ranked or what's it called, quick play, so you can goof off. No, everybody came in here trying to practice their stuff. So now, will the enemy team be thinking that far ahead where like, oh, I see what they're doing, we can counter it by doing this, but we won't do it today, we'll just do it a day of? Maybe that's a possibility, but I really do not see anybody trying to do that. If so, that's beyond like planning shit out. That's like extra level, like, what's it called? Mindset, or not mindset. That's like next level. What was it? Reverse psychology, I guess, would be probably, like trying to convince them that you're going to run a terrible comp, looser comp, and then have a trade off immediately. No, they're trying to keep a comp that can work, because you for all you switch over comps and it still doesn't work and you're screwed. So you want to try everything you can this round. Anyway, going back to it. This is still in a scrim match and they won the round. So why are they getting overly aggressive? Now, this would be a good point to introduce. And he did, but he did it so aggressively. Here, right here. Wait for it.
Okay, guys.
Right here.
Pace and point proven right now. Do you understand?
No, it's well, you've been making me feel like of course I'm gonna
How do you not see the problem right now?
First of all, it's that ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too.
See, like, he got aggressive and they matched his energy. Actually, they went above and beyond. They went plus ultra on the negative energy after the fact. But him introducing such negativity when he was saying, my case in point, in short, and the way it comes across is, you morons, you absolute morons, is what he's pretty much saying. Do you not see the issue? Fine. I mean, like, that's a way to react, but to get people on your side, not the best way. Not to call more. Now, would this be a way to like little segue into it, or like plant that seed that, hey, we won this round and I put a lot of effort into it. I was a main component factor into it. I would hype myself up. First of all, I'd be like, yo, look at this shit. Even with this comp, had some trouble. I would bring that up, but then I'd be like, hey, see how, it doesn't look like she's having as much an impact on Widow. If it's possible between now and then, can we just talk it over? Or like, can we plan out a plan B? Because right now they're dead set on it. No matter what, how you start that tournament, it's going to be Widow off bat on Zaza, or Zaza on Widow. That's what it's going to be. And you can't stop it. So have a backup plan when things go wrong. Things aren't even going wrong though. Like, for all we know, the enemy team could run the same comp. Now, will they? Or will they default to triple support? I don't know, because I really feel like everybody, whenever they're losing in this game, I've only played like a couple of games in the past couple nights. I haven't played for like months since before that. Most of the time when things are going wrong, you default to triple support and then it works out. Even in my elo, which is only like gold and my peak diamond. So will they trade out? Probably. Will they probably run triple support? Probably. And will they have to have a backup plan? Probably. And that's what you got to introduce. Have a backup plan. Because unlike Valorant, where if somebody, and for those who don't play Valorant, I did put something out. Yeah. Unlike Valorant, you can switch your hero at any time. You can change it after you die, or like mid-round. Even mid-round, you can. Unlike Valorant, where you're stuck for the whole game. So if you play without smokes, you're screwed. Someone's going to be opping the whole time. In this game, You can switch out at any time. If you realize the comp ain't working, you can adjust and pivot. Hell, I've done it plenty of times. Like I said, I go from, and there's no bans in this either. So I imagine you could switch out. So introduce that idea of a backup plan and then just slowly grow into it, especially once it presents itself. Because otherwise, again, in every game they played in this, from this VOD, or this video that he posted up in his account.
He's not even on Invis.
Let's just fast forward a little bit. The one thing no one talks about.
Local tax
Oh my God, so many ads. I'm tired of this shit. I'm really debating on getting YouTube Premium or whatever it's called.
Get you every dollar you deserve.
Watch this.
Local tax experts are here.
I don't care about tax experts. Stop. I don't want that. Parents, if your oh my gosh, another ad that I can't skip. No, hold up. There's got to be a skip. There it is. All right. And also, mind you, listen to their communication. Even though he's got a problem with their comp, their communication between like arguments, fucking phenomenal. They are taking on these team fights so well. Like, look at them. They're really playing off of him. It's incredible what they are doing.
Don't worry, Kingsman. I'll send you 50K myself.
See, 34 and 4.
Mother, pretty good at Angela. Maybe we should get Puffer to play Angela the whole tourney as well. It's good synergy.
I'm pretty sure Fumi's Angela is like low key, just like up there. Fumi's actually just there.
Kingsman, I think you just expect like a Widow. Honestly, she is a hit or miss, but I think Zaza like literally just watch her play. I think she could take care of herself. Even if her stats don't show it, I think she was doing great for herself.
See, and that's the thing. Okay, fine. They're trying to be a hit or miss. He wants to go in full send, but unfortunately, this is what's presented to you. You gotta play with your team, and the one thing that takes your team down faster than like a bad team comp is the mental. It really is. So you saying like again, they tore each other apart before the tournament even started. So it's kind of like when people quit, go AFK, you know, whatever, start trolling. They weren't going to do any of that. If he had just, you know, if he just let things slide and they played it out, because even with that, even with the bad team comp, they didn't lose a single round that night. Like, that's the thing that's crazy.
She's getting yelled at, you know. Widow is she's a hit or miss character. Like some games.
Like hit or miss. They're talking about hit or miss, which is a very big problem. Putting your games up to a coin toss is an issue. That is 100% an issue if you want to take it seriously. Again, I don't know what their what is it called? What their goal is in terms of just getting content or actually trying to win. But leaving a competitive game up to a coin toss is kind of like saying something a hit or miss. Have a backup plan and introduce that idea. He just said to the most, you know, efficient way, which is completely fine in most settings, but this is not that setting. Not everybody's taking this as seriously as he is. And you got to try to make it so even if they're not, you can find a workaround, you know what I mean? Or find a way to say, hey, I'm trying to take this seriously, but if you think it will work, we'll give it a try. Even if it's mid-game, we'll give it a try, because the worst part is he has no argument against it. They can say it's still working out for them. They don't have as much leverage, or Kingston doesn't have as much leverage as he would if they kept losing their scrim matches, but they won each and every one. So how are you going to convince somebody, hey, even though they're winning and her stats are terrible, how are you going to convince them that it's worth the switch? You're still winning. It's hard to. Now, stat wise, again, she isn't, it shows that she's not really having an impact, but they're going to convince herself. They're convincing themselves now, oh, it's a hit or miss. Oh, they're distracting the dive comp so we can focus in on the team fight with less people taking them on. You have 2 people diving her, 3 people diving her. The rest of us are on site fighting for point and winning it out in a 5v3. Some people do those kind of mental gymnastics to convince themselves because there's that option. Unfortunately, by winning each round and, you know, doing work, you give them that option. Now, if you really wanted to convince them outright and then being negative also kind of reinforces it, what you tell to them is, or what you do is throw the match a little bit. Again, these are scrims. You want to take it seriously in practice, but if you just throw the match, then you have something reinforcing it. Guys, we lost multiple times, but they won every time. So they're going to say, like, it's worth it. We were fine. It doesn't matter. If they got creamed every single round and he didn't try as hard and didn't carry as hard, then you would have a lot more leverage. He took away one of the biggest things because he's, again, even though they're in denial that, you know, he's practically carrying in terms of a fragging standpoint, even though, you know, he's obviously fragging out, they're going to convince themselves, hey, it's okay, she's going Widow because we won the round. And you're just not paying attention to the value she's providing. Yeah, again, it's mental gymnastics. It's common for a lot of people, but you got to find another way to go about it. So instead of focusing in on the fact that, like, you know, they're not playing meta, just say like, hey, have a backup plan. And that's all you got to do. Because like I said, you took away that guaranteed idea of them realizing what's wrong because they're winning. And that's my argument too. They're winning. And the question is whether or not the enemy team is going to adjust outside these scrims, which they probably would. If they do, just have them instill that idea that you need a backup plan, and then you'll be ready, rather than ostracizing yourself, causing an issue, and then not even getting into the game. Because there was no way he was going to convince them. He should have seen he was talking to a brick wall at this point. So start chipping away at it instead of still trying to hammer against it and wasting your strength.
Listen, guys, I have
she's
no
not gonna be good every game. I like honest, but yeah, but
I'm just saying purely for the composition, like Bucky or something that can peel for the sports, if you're getting permadove like that, is better. Because Widow is so frail and so squishy, and I know this because I've gone against every Black Widow, #1 Black Widow, all of them, and you run full dive in a top elo, you just dive her and you explode her like a bug. That's just what happens.
Yeah. That's such a good point. You're so right about that, and we're still gonna play Widow. I know.
Did you upvote everyone?
Yeah, you gotta accept that they're gonna force Widow. Okay. I mean, there's a workaround. Like, you just gotta make a good comp around her.
Okay.
See, and that dude, love this guy. I believe he's a sub. No, I can't remember which one it was, who it is, but he's literally saying, they're committed to it. And you could tell he's handling it the best out of everybody, because he did not. He's like, you're just gonna have to accept it. First of all, he's a sub, so he has no stake in it. But he literally says, you're just gonna have to accept it. We'll find a workaround for it. Okay, fine. We'll find a workaround. But was it? He's already like planting those seeds of like, okay, I'm in agreement with you for now. We'll make it work out. Communicate in a better fashion, and then once they start seeing things going wrong, then we'll start to switch it up. So again, he was doing it in a more neutral tone. Kingsman was overly aggressive in the opposite direction.
Okay, so should I play Mantis then? Or you play Loki, Mantis Gambit?
No, stop.
Magic.
I think
Your
you just
magic
accept
is
that,
good.
like
We will have a dive tank to dive with you.
What is the?
But yell at me or else I'll miss all my shots if you're a dick. That's all.
What is the other tank play? Like, what dive tank does he play? You can run like an Angela, Magic, Kingsman. You would have to run Sue. You would have to run like a good backline that could hold their core.
Also, I know you want the 40k, so you're like worst case scenario, but like I don't want to be like, oh, it's so free, but like,
guys, I'm fucking broke, okay?
The other teams don't have your mental like you, bro. They don't have
exactly.
this mentality.
That's why I want
powers.
And neither do you guys, because you don't want to run the comp that we want to do.
And here's the fact that they might be right, that, you know, other people wouldn't take it seriously. It's kind of like when I queue up solo, there's a chance I'm going to run into bad people, and that chance is distributed almost equally. I mean, it's not in my favor because I'm on my team, but there's a chance I'll have a bad, like, say there's a terrible person, he spawns into the match. There's a 4 in 11 chance that he'll be on my side, or no, 5 in 11 chance he'll be on my side. A 6 in 11 chance he'll be in the enemy team. So this whole mental thing, same difference. A lot of his teammates are not taking this seriously. What are the odds that the enemy team is just like that? A good amount of them. Who knows? We'll find out. But again, I just want to focus in on that last little bit, and I kind of want to play some games after this.
We have got to the point where,
oh my god, ads.
Can build a
I think you guys run like a Mantis against their team. If you're concerned about their dive, you just trade backline. So just walk her. We can damage boost the Widow wall, and she can hit a fat one on the backline.
I might be Oh, he just me.
Maybe I will play. I don't need to learn magic or something. I like people who can teleport heavy movement.
Yes, probably should keep it.
The current score is
I can't.
0-2.
Like Manta.
0. Time to switch things up.
Gambit, mag team.
Wait, did they lose this game? Did I miss a game that they lost? Oh, they lost, didn't they? Hold on, wait. Oh no, they still won here.
She's out of position right here.
Good push, good push. I think she gets off. Shut them out. Oh no, she's not.
Just one.
Did you do that? Oh my god, no.
I'm on Invis.
Out there, out there.
Oh no, they still won this. So they even won this round too.
Lucky get that.
Hold Spidey one.
Third card.
Killing Venom on point. Give it on the right. Give it on the right.
God, I didn't realize the raid been live for 40 minutes. That's insane.
Spidey got a thing. No, Spidey's really low. DC just ult instantly if Hulk's in form.
Gambit counters Venom, so like you can just
Guys, this is going to be
like if they run Spidey though, like he's diveable, so
I have mutant powers.
or kills the backline fast.
They get staggered or
Like every single match they won, and they communicated well. He just needs to play off that. Everyone should, at this point, what I would have done is I would have just dropped it, introduced it later, or like again, come back to it later and say, hey, in a future scrim, like, hey, can we just try this as an option or as a backup? We can start out with Widow, but if things aren't going well, can we try to pivot to something else? That's probably the best way I would introduce it, and there was still a chance. Or it could have been screwed. No matter what, the way I see it, like after getting to the end of this, and again, they won every single freaking round. Like if you watch each and every game, they won each and every one. Now, were the enemy team playing us seriously? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how hard they're going to try and scrim. But then if no one's trying as hard on scrim, then unfortunately, Kingsman loses all his credibility in that game then. Because seeing that whole 18-5 thing, if no one was taking it seriously, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of like when playing quick play and talking mad shit. No one was taking it seriously. Bringing it to competitive, i.e. the tournament, that's all that matter. But if no one's taking it seriously, his argument's invalid. But if everyone's taking it seriously in the scrim, argument's still invalid because they were winning. That's the problem. So there's like a lot of things that go against how he reacted to it. A lot of things go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not excusing CC and Zaza at all because the way they handled it and the way they were talking to him, demeaning, disrespectful, like there's so much wrong with it. My thing is though, what do we learn? Everything in life, you got to try to learn something from it. And in my opinion, we got to learn to communicate in a better fashion in general, but I like focusing on my gaming aspect and not cause like a heated argument when you didn't need to, or like cause an issue. Again, it worked out for Kingsman because everyone's looking at CC and Zaza like, oh, freaking bullies pretty much. And then Kingsman is a, as he put it, broke college student. So he got really helped out. But what happened to CC, I think, was just very like too much in the other direction. Yes, she was heated. Yes, she was disrespectful, but I don't think she deserved it. I think she deserves the opportunity to check herself and not lose out on so much because of what she said. Because again, no one handled this in the best way they could have. So, and I think again, that's something I noticed from the last video as well, is the communication is just not there in terms of like gamers. They always get so toxic when they disagree. Have a dialogue and be able to accept opposing opinions, work together to find a way. Because at the end of the day, you're teammates. That's how it is. Until, especially when I play comp, I treat it like from the starting round to the last round, we are teammates. I get nothing out of talking mad shit to you guys. I really don't. After the fact, if we never see each other again, fine. But you don't have to talk mad shit the whole time. You get nothing out of it. You just cause issues. No one's going to hear like you talking shit about how they're playing and just suddenly say, you know what? Fuck it, he's right. I'm a piece of shit. No, but if you say, hey, I think we're struggling a little bit. Is it possible you can switch? I think almost, if I said it to you guys, hey, hey guy, what's it called? If I say to you guys, like say you're doing bad. If I go to you and say, hey, yeah, what's it called? It seems like unfortunately, it looks like the the Widow isn't like the Widow pick isn't working out too well? Is it possible we could, pivot, switch up the comp a little bit? Is it possible we can get a Bucky in there because the dive is causing an issue in the back line? And if they say no, more than likely they'll have to find a rebuttal. And if they can't find a rebuttal, you win. You win the discussion, or not to say like win or lose in there, but like you pretty much convince them at that point. If they can't come up with a good rebuttal and offer a solution, their only option is to switch over. And now if they're diehard staying in it when they're losing, crazy. Einstein, what's it called? Definition of insanity. Repeating something expecting a different result. Definition of insanity. That's the phrase I love. If that's the case, then, it was already lost from the get-go. But if you give the opportunity to change, there's a good chance that people will. You know what I mean? If you give them the better route. But now they're just diehard because they have a hill to die on now. That's what he gave them. Yeah, but like I said, it worked out in his favor. I just think that he, like the way everybody handled this was egregious. Like absolutely terrible. And I think that, I think we need to start introducing like people in the creator space where they learn to communicate really well. And I want to have my favorite videos I ever made was me being a good teammate and convincing people that we can win even when odds are stacked against us. So I kind of want to bring that into Marvel Rivals because I kind of want to start playing this game a little bit. And try to convince people to be better and change this, like a community. I always wanted to be able to inspire people to do so. And hell, I'll probably do that for the next couple games. I'm just going to edit a video so I can post it, get some traction, and go on a live later tonight. But these are just my thoughts on like this whole little thing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate y'all. Catch you next time.